So the purpose of this session, it's not a class. This is, it's meant to celebrate ideas. It's meant to celebrate some thinkers and pay our debt to them. And also understand behavior science in a slightly analytical manner. I mean, all of us go through life, our professional lives, applying the word behavior in a very folksy sense.
When we look around us, what do we see? We see a world that is fragmented, divided by identity, thought, but most importantly by inequity. And that inequity is what is determining our present and which will determine our future.
Communication is not just person to person, but it has gone greatly digital. Like I said during the panel discussion, now political terrain has moved online. So building narratives, shifting narratives, making our world into a better place for future generations, it starts online.
Behavior change, of course, is super important for India because it straddles multiple spheres, from health to financial inclusion to even misinformation. And a lot of actors need to come together to solve for these things. So actors within civil society, in research, in government, in the private sector. And these summits then become very, very important as places where you can have this cross-pollination of ideas, as this exchange of ideas. So it's a very, very important kind of format. And I think at least every few months in different spaces would be very useful.
This event was, planned having something in mind of basically excitement and getting people interested in ideas, and then how you can apply ideas and different kind of methods and tools to behavior change across different kinds of issues. We had talked about climate change, we talked about health and other things.
I think there is so much more room and space for these conversations to happen more frequently, and the reason I say that is because while there is an inherent knowledge and understanding of the need for behavior science, it's not necessarily percolated down, especially in the social sector, to the extent that it should. And it's just formats such as this, conversations that are driven through these discussions, the fact that people working in this space come together and be a part of these very, very rich discussions actually creates more room and space for better understanding, and more importantly, better application of a lot of this science.
I think if, we can be a pioneer in a new form of education and a new form of research and set some new standards in terms of impact, like what your center is doing, I think that will have a huge ripple effect. I always say, schools are much more parochial because they attract students and families from a 8 kilometer radius. Colleges and universities get students from not only all over the country but all over the world.
Look at the way water is figuring in governance, in policy making, and that should give you some good hints on how is water perceived currently in the scheme of things. Water for Government of India is about ensuring that no one is left behind, no household misses this opportunity of participating equally in the development discourse of this country.
Even in the areas of health and financial services or education, we believe that there are other foundations, other philanthropies who are also doing a lot of work in that space, and we could work with them to actually create a community of givers versus just doing it all ourselves alone. We might not have the right answers always, we might not have even the right questions to ask always, but we can partner with others and learn, and that's where it led to the start of a team called Philanthropic Partnerships, where the idea was to how can we partner with other philanthropists to actually help address not just broader issues in the Gates Foundation work, but also adjacent areas.